Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Peshawar Model Degree College Online Lecture Room. Dear students, this is me, Miss Fatima Shakir, and this is your English Advanced class for today. Today we are going to come up with the next topic, that is lines from the deserted village. Now, you must be thinking, what is the word deserted? Deserted is actually a place which is empty of people, where no one lives. So, let's come up and start this poem. The poet of this poem is Oliver Goldsmith, and he was a person who was an Irish novelist, dramatist, and a poet as well. He was the son of a clergyman and he became famous in 1764. Lines from the Deserted Village, it's a poem which is a lengthy poem, and these are just the few lines that are taken and included in your course. So this is a poem which reflects an earlier period in the British life before the start of Industrial Revolution. Now, what is Industrial Revolution? Industrial Revolution was a time period when everything from hand work it shifted to machines. So these are the lines that are just written from the time just ahead of before, you could say, Industrial Revolution. So the speaker he shares his sentiments about a teacher in this poem. So this line from the deserted village, it's actually about a teacher. What sort of a teacher he was? As I mentioned before, that this is not really a whole poem but an extract from his long poem, and it is said that this poem is having 430 lines. And besides that, it is said that the village that this poem is all about, the village is named as Auburn. Okay, so the poem begins with a description of an old schoolhouse. And what is the description? The description is that there was a beautiful village and that was in a rural area. Besides that, there was a school. And the road that was leading towards that school, it was lined with flowers and they were blooming beautifully. But the saddest thing is that those flowers were never appreciated, or you could say admired, by anyone. Besides that, there was a fence as well. A fence was, what is a fence? A fence actually means, in Urdu it is, you could call it jangla. So it was over there beside the school building, but that was an irregular one. So the poem begins with this thing, that the fence was already there and it was, the road to the school was an irregular one, right? So he is saying that he was a person who used to teach in this school, and it was a noisy mansion. Noisy mansion means, what is mansion? Mansion means a country house. So he is saying that in that noisy mansion or a country house, the teacher used to teach to the villagers over here. And he was a person who was having a serious look, and every child was afraid of him. Everyone was, you could say, they feared the teacher. The reason was because he had a strict and a serious look. Okay, so Goldsmith, he shows us the different sides of the schoolmaster here. He tells us that not only he was strict, you could say, with everyone, rather he was the most strict with those students who used to miss the school, and he would be very, very, you could say, get angry at them. The reason for this was because he never wished and he never willed that anyone should miss classes. The poet tells us that the school children, they were frightened, and they already, if a single day it would be like this, that the teacher would be angry, so everyone in the village would come to know that, oh, the teacher is angry today. And so everyone would be just, you could say, they would try to keep themselves, you could say, not in front of him, because they knew that they could be targeted, right? So despite his seriousness, however, the schoolmaster, he used to tell plenty of jokes, and the students used to laugh at his jokes. So he would be thinking that they are enjoying the jokes, but actually it wasn't the reason. The reason why they used to laugh at his jokes was because they feared him. So they were afraid of him. That's why they used to pretend to him that they are enjoying his jokes. Okay. So their laugh was, you could say, it is mentioned over here that they used to laugh with counterfeited glee. Counterfeited means fake smile. They used to laugh with fake smile. And you could say that there was, you could say, the one about for many a joke had he, when he would be telling that I had a joke to tell you, so these are the lines, they would be thinking that in order to change his mood and in order to please their teacher, they would just come up with jokes and they would be pretending to be enjoying everything. Besides very serious, the schoolmaster was also known to be a kind man and he was committed to his teaching a lot. The reason was he never, as I mentioned before, wished that anyone could miss the school. So he was a strict person regarding the presence or the absentee of the students. So he was a literate, a knowledgeable person, and he had knowledge about geographical boundaries and the times of festivals. It means, and it shows over here that as it is the main concept that the villagers are considered to be really the very simple people. They are unaware of the things that are taking place in cities and all that. So he was skillful in mathematical computations and everything, and he would be surprising the people with his knowledge. And the people would be wondering that he is such an intelligent man. And it is also said by some of the critics, they believe that actually he wasn't that literate, but because the people were simple, so they used to take he used to take, you could say, benefit of that thing. Okay, so what happened that whatever story he used to tell to the people, they would start believing in that. And even they would, when he would predict the dates of religious festivals and holidays, and he would come up with complex mathematical questions and all that, so the people would really admire him. They would be saying that he's a man who is an amazing one. So that's why it was believed that he is an outstanding personality in the village. He was also a person who used to debate with everyone, and this is true because the villagers, as I mentioned, they were the simple people and they never knew the complexities, and they never knew that the schoolmaster is, the perfect one. They believed that he is the perfect one. So if someone had a courage to have a conversation with him, so they would lose. The reason was because the schoolmaster, he had thrown an impression on the people that I'm having extra knowledge than you people. And so that's why they often used to wonder. This is the most common line of this poem, that how one small head could carry all he knew. How in his small head he has so much of the knowledge. Okay, so he used to express his feelings by explaining it to them that I know much more than you, and he used to show that I am going to impress you with something unique and everything. So the schoolmaster was actually an intelligent one, and that's why the people they used to appreciate him for everything. In the end, the poet ends the poem with a sad sign that the schoolmaster no longer teaches at the schoolhouse now and is just forgotten by everyone. The reason why he mentions this is because he wants to tell us that until and unless these people were the simple people and they had no knowledge, and they had not shifted to cities, so they were unaware of the complexities of life, and they were unaware that this man is trying to fool them. So that's why they believed that now it's the time to rise, and now it's the time to forget about the schoolmaster. And now everyone has had this, they had this idea that in this world there are many people who can just take benefit from your innocence and simplicity and all that. So now everyone had become an intelligent one, and they had come up with certain things that they were unaware before. So this was all about this schoolmaster, and it shows that the success that he used to enjoy is just no more now. So, in the beginning, it describes the abandoned schoolhouse that was a noisy, and now it's just an abandoned one. Everyone has left that place. And then the narrator also describes over here the idea of the children that although he was a serious one, but they used to laugh at his jokes, and they sometimes believed that he was a kind man as well. And everyone in the city admired his knowledge. And even as I mentioned, that when he would be losing the dispute, so still he would continue arguing. He was an intelligent person, you could say. He was a cunning man. So now the narrator remarks that all of it was just in the past, and the schoolmaster is not here anymore, and everything has just ceased to exist. Okay, so you're having the assignment in the form of this question that you're supposed to come up with the personality of the schoolmaster. So this was it. Thank you so much.